My parents tried to trap me into supporting my sister. I packed everything and moved out in secret, then they begged me to return. Growing up, my older sister Bree was always the favorite. She could do no wrong. Failed a class, the teacher was unfair. Got fired from a job, the manager was jealous. Crashed her car, the other driver was lying. Meanwhile, I worked 2 jobs through college while Bree dropped out after 1 semester and moved back home. My parents paid her phone bill, her car insurance, and gave her spending money every week. I paid for everything myself and never asked for a dime. When I graduated and got a good job as an accountant, my parents suddenly became very interested in my finances. How much was I making? Was I saving money? Did I really need such a nice apartment? Then came the family dinner where everything changed. I was 24, Bree was 27, and my parents sat us both down with serious faces. They said Bree was struggling and needed help getting on her feet. They wanted me to let her move into my apartment rent-free. I said no. My apartment was a 1-bedroom. There was literally no space. My mom said I could sleep on the couch and give Bree the bedroom since she had anxiety and needed privacy. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. My dad chimed in saying, family helps family, and that I was being selfish with all my extra money. Extra money? I had student loans and was barely building an emergency fund. They kept pushing for weeks. Every phone call turned into guilt trips about Bree, how she was depressed, how she couldn't hold a job because of her mental health, how I was the only one who could save her. Then I found out the real plan. My cousin let it slip at a birthday party that my parents were telling the whole family I had already agreed to support Bree. They told everyone I was giving her my bedroom, paying her bills, and helping her get back on her feet. They had announced it before I even said yes. They were trying to trap me with social pressure, make me look like the bad guy if I backed out of something I never agreed to. That night I went home and started packing, quietly. I found an apartment in a different city about 2 hours away, put in my notice at work and transferred to a different branch, told no one in my family. 2 weeks later, I was gone. Left my old apartment empty with a lease properly ended, changed my phone number, deleted my social media, vanished. My parents completely lost it. They showed up at my old apartment and found it empty, called my job and found out I'd transferred, reached out to every friend I had trying to find me. For 3 months, I had peace, built my new life, made new friends, enjoyed not being guilt-tripped every single day. Then my mom somehow found my new address through a distant relative who saw me at a grocery store. She showed up at my door crying, said they made a mistake, said they just wanted their daughter back, begged me to come to dinner so we could talk things through as a family. I agreed, but only at a restaurant, public place, easy exit if things went bad. We met at this nice steakhouse downtown. My parents, Bree, and me. For the first hour, everything seemed fine. They apologized for pressuring me, said they understood why I left, promised things would be different. I was actually starting to believe them. Then the check came, and my dad slid it across the table to me. The bill was over $400. They had ordered the most expensive steaks, appetizers, drinks, and desserts. I looked at my dad and he smiled. He said, since I was doing so well at my new job, I could treat the family, consider it a peace offering for all the drama. That's when I knew nothing had changed. This whole dinner was never about apologizing. It was about getting access to my wallet again. I smiled and said no problem. I called the waiter over and said I'd like to split the check, my items on one bill and everything else on another. The waiter nodded and walked away. My parents looked confused. Bree was already rolling her eyes. When the waiter came back, he handed me a bill for $45, my salad and 1 glass of wine. Then he handed my dad a bill for $380. My dad's face went completely red. He stammered that he didn't bring his wallet and assumed I was covering everything. The waiter just stood there waiting. I put my $45 on the table with a nice tip, grabbed my purse, and stood up. I told them this was exactly why I left. My mom started crying again. Bree called me a selfish brat. My dad was frantically patting his pockets, pretending to look for a card he didn't have. I walked out of that restaurant and never looked back. Blocked all their numbers for good. It's been 2 years and I still don't regret it for a second.